any other absurd shows we should be watching with the express purpose to laugh at?
Milf Manor season 2 is out now.
Milf Manor?
It was so successful they went for season 2. I think we talked about that.
Season 1
where's that streaming?
It's like
Motherlist.com.
HBO Max, Fubo. I don't know. A few dumbass ones. But like it's TLC, and it's basically season 1 was a group of moms, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna date some hot young guys, and then they found out it was their sons. They were all dating each other's sons, and you're like, okay, that's cool. And then season 2, I was at the gym and I saw on the TV, they were like, season 2, the twist is even twistier, and I'm like, how? And turns out
all trans.
So there's all the moms and then these young guys who are not related, and then at the end their dads show up, the guys, and they're all mixed in.
So the fathers are competing with the sons in this incestuous war.
But the dads are gay
for Milf Manor.
Yeah, the dads
the fathers are competing with the MILFs to fuck the sons.
Yeah.
And they're
I like that.
Wasn't so
funny because like
Steven's son. I'm glad.
And there's one like I made a joke. I always do this where I make a joke and then like I let it play out for like 5 seconds and then it's made reality, where there's a dad and I'm like, what if like one of these like sons and dads like just are on bad terms or like haven't seen each other for a while, and then that literally happened. This one guy's like, I haven't talked to my dad for 3 years, and I'm like, what a fucking awful way to like handle this doing this show.
So the host is like, don't you think you can reconcile with your father over this show? And he's like,
there's no host.
I mean, he molested me so many times. It's like,
he left 20 years ago. No, there's no host.
His hand is on my thigh right now.
He's like, how you doing, son? Gives him a kiss on the cheek.
I thought we'd three-way with this MILF. I didn't know he wanted me again.
You come to me, you say you want a father figure. I try to be that for you. Not like this, Dad.
Recognize him.
They're naked. They're both hard.
Like just something called Milf Manor says a little bit about Western society. I feel it can't be a good thing.
No,
it can't be a good thing.
Yeah. The Learning Channel.
The Learning Channel?
Yeah.
Oh my God. When I was a kid, it was surgeries on there. You learned how to like do a like cornea transplant, or I saw a guy get what's the thing where you not fertile anymore?
Infertility.
Castration.
The surgery.
Vasectomy.
I watched a vasectomy when I was like 12 on there. They're like using that endoscopic camera. So they're like in his ball sack, cutting his shit up. It was cool as fuck. Now it's Milf Manor. How dare they call themselves the Learning Channel? How dare they?
They had, I saw this clip of my monstrous sisters, or like 1,200-pound sisters, something like that.
Yeah.
It's like two enormous gals.
I know.
And there's a clip of them I saw on Twitter where one of the less enormous one, still huge, is like sitting there in their dirty house being like, and they're the people on, she's like crying, and you're like, oh, this is sad. And she's like, and I try to take care of the house and make it look nice, and then people saw a bug, and now people are tweeting at me and sending messages at me saying there's bugs in emails at me saying there's bugs in my house, and I don't like it, and it hurts my feelings. As this is happening, a roach crawls up the wall behind her. And like they keep that scene in. The psychopath filming that is like, yes.
Dude, you know they fucking released that roach in the woman's house. And like I got underneath it with a straw and went up the wall, fella, up the wall. There's no way the timing can be that awful for her.
I need to find.
That's so embarrassing. I've seen a couple of Twitch streamers have that happen, where a bug will crawl over them, even like on their body.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that one clip you sent of Asmongold. One of the huge streamers had a roach on him.
He's cleaned up quite a bit. I saw him on a thing recently, like talking about his dirty room. I think he's got.
Is that the one with the blood on the wall?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yes, I haven't seen that part of like the lore. but apparently his mouth was just bleeding all the time because he wasn't brushing his teeth or
As it
something, and he
does.
would wipe the blood on his walls.
Oh yeah, he'd like press on his gums.
Just like
and
have
make 'em
a
bleed.
swish some water around your mouth, like
Some salt water maybe.
Why add it to the walls?
With a big bitch.
Ooh,
Oh, boy.
man, that
I want my baby back.
that bug thinks it's at base camp.
Oh, it's on her
Everest.
fucking huge hippo thigh. I didn't see it at first.
Wow.
God
So
damn.
I don't know if I have the flexibility to lay with my knees flat and
Her hips have imploded.
Oh my
What
God.
a
Splayed
mutant.
out.
Like, come on. Like, would you swap bodies with this woman for $5 million
How long do I have to stay?
for the rest of your fucking life?
Yeah, you need to fix it. You need
No.
it's a fixer upper, Taylor.
No, there's no one. If you could somehow,
All right,
if I could go without getting murdered and you gave me every dollar in every currency that existed,
Really?
I would not switch bodies with that person.
25 million? Like we could get you sorted.
25 billion. Make me Elon Musk money. No.
If Elon Musk was worth $25 billion, he'd jump out a window.
Yes.
He'd be like, this is awful.
Okay, give me 250 billion. And I'm still not gonna, because what am I gonna do with all my money? Just sit there splayed out like an obese baby?
Well, you're gonna start working on what you look
you're gonna
like
work on
first
your
thing.
mobility. You're gonna get in shape. You're gonna become
have
an
you seen
Instagram
him,
hottie.
like that shirtless photo of him recently?
Well, actually,
It's
is
rough.
Elon Musk fit in
Elon?
or no?
No. No,
When you say
not at all.
instantly, is it like a year and a half old?
No, like last 6 months.
I have not. I saw the one.
There's a very distinct one.
I saw him very pale and oddly shaped on his yacht one time.
Yes, that's the one I know.
There's been a few.
But then
of
again, he
that.
was on his yacht with a beautiful woman, if I remember correctly, jumping
Yes.
into some Icelandic lake purer than any water
That
you've ever drank.
Ugly old man could steal any of our girlfriends. So there's
Maybe he is.
When you're
you know,
when you're watching your shows, Chris, it's your job. And so is part of you like you're like out doing errands and then you get home and like your girlfriend or wife or whatever is like, hey, let's hang out and take it easy tonight. And you're like, I have to watch Milf Manor. You know how it is. What do you think pays the bills around here? Not your for fun job, studying to be a vet someday. You know, it's me making fun of these whores.
No, yeah, it's work. I don't watch these shows like recreationally. Like usually I'll watch it, write my jokes like with Google like voice chat and write a script and bust it out, but I do not watch these recreationally. I just watch camping videos. That's all I watch.
what kind of camping?
Outdoor Boys, Mav, Xander, don't know his last name.
What do they do in a camping video?
Yeah.
What do you think?
They camp.
I mean, I'm sure they're out
Is
camping.
it like
but
gear review that you enjoy, or is it new
No, it's just
places?
like it's kind of like ASMR kind of thing where it's like they're just like
Mm.
filming their entire camp out and like cooking and everything like that.
Is it like a? Sometimes I watch this competence porn. Have you heard of that? Just people, I watch woodworkers, for example, who are just amazing at their craft. Four Eyes Woodworking, Four Eyes Studio, something like that is one of my favorites. He's a Jewish carpenter. You might like him. God, and it's just neat to see them design stuff and put it together and make a reality out of it. Primitive technology to like a kind of competence porn where you're like, oh shit, what's he gonna do next? Where's this headed? Saves it.
These guys are good at videos too, which is good. Like they're good at both, which is rare with like being good at anything and like making content around it. But yeah.
Do they have to be modern camping for you to be into it, or do you fuck with like primitive technology too? Because I love that guy's channel.
Luke, the guy that does Outdoor Boys, he like does like survival and camping. Like he does both. So like he does both types of videos. But yeah.
Well, you kind of like some of the shows you watch because I saw you reviewing or not reviewing, kind of poking fun at Doomsday Preppers. Yeah. That's kind of a form of survival.
I mean, I like most of the shows I watch, like to a certain extent. Like it's fun watching them.
Do you have like your shows, or are you always on the lookout for something else that'll be fun to make fun of?
I just rewatch like old shows like Office, Breaking Bad, like stuff like that. Like I don't watch a lot of new stuff, but there are some shows that I watch, like I think I've mentioned before, like Mountain Monsters, like Airplane Repo, these insane fucking shows that are actually like so fun to watch. But
I was watching the English British version of Cops for a while. No, it was and then one where they did repos, and I came to this conclusion that man, things are just so low key over there. The consequences are so much lower than they are on the streets in my country. It just seems like the worst thing that could happen is someone could get a bloody nose over there. like nobody's got a gun. Like they heard what they thought was a gunshot and everybody ran the fuck away, cops included. They called in like special forces. Like was
it just an acorn?
It was something like that. It was a car backfiring or something, or it was, because someone didn't want their cars repoed, so they were trying to scare off the cops, and they succeeded. It just seems very low consequence over there. Whereas
they also always never want their car repoed.
Like we have gun battles in our streets on a fairly regular basis.
Yeah, I mean, not that there'll be one in your neighborhood, but there'll be one every day in your country.
Oh yeah, every night you can go on TV and watch 2 or 3 gunfights.
One thing that was insane was sorry,
mine wasn't that. I think I was going to change topics a little. Let's do yours.
I watched Wife Swap UK recently. That was fucked up. This guy was borderline abusive, and also I forget that over there they don't censor. So this guy's like, "You shut the fuck up! Get the fuck out of my face!" I'm like, "God damn!"
Wow.
What was he doing?
Yeah.
Oh, just verbally abusive. He wasn't even getting handsy.
Yeah, this guy. He was close.
Yeah, when I hear wife swap, I'm expecting something saucy.
Yeah.
No,
that's what that's how they
bait you in.
That's how they bait you in. Nobody's getting fucked. Except for the kids who have to live through this shit.
Yeah.
I had a girl message me on Instagram.
Jane and Steven have 4 children who are desperate for someone to look up to. So their parents signed up for a TLC reality show where their entire lives will be aired out for a bunch of miscreants and retards to make fun of.
I got a message from one of the babies that was on an episode I covered. She was like, "Hey, I was actually on the episode." I'm like, "Oh.
How horrible for you."
How's life been since then? Oh, well, Dad killed himself.
Actually, and he took Mom with him.
And I'm stuck in this damn chair because the good Lord didn't take me to the bottom of that lake with them.
But he did take my legs.
The one message I got recently that was actually I think is going to be good is the guy from 1,000 Ways to Die that I did the video on, where he was the self-proclaimed chubby chaser. That was his fucking lower third. He was like, "Hey, I was the chubby chaser on that episode. Do you want to talk?" I'm like, "Yes, please." I would love nothing more.
You'd never ask.
So
what do you
I'm
like
try
most about them? I like when they're fat.
I didn't know that was going to be my lower third.
They get sweaty.
Yeah, exactly. They do some people dirty with that Chiron under their name, where it'll be like Edgar, resident pervert, and they're talking about pornography or something.
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really watch shows like that anymore.
Did you see they're going to go for a new Shogun, or at least they're talking about it?
I did. He signed on. It's done. I don't know where the story will go from there, but I'll watch it and everything, but I have no faith in what's coming. It'll be more of the same. Amazingly well done people talking in rooms, and a sword fight and a titty per episode. And that's a pretty good show. It's just not the home run that I was looking for. Give me a battle of the bastards at the end of that thing. I want to see cannons from the ships coming in as the Deus Ex Machina. I want fucking like cavalry out of nowhere. I want sword fights. I want the old guy to have to pull off some Yoda shit where he puts down his cane and he's really good with the sword even though he's 60. I didn't want the hot chick to die, obviously. I want her out there with her spear too. I want
her back.
Yeah, and I want the white guy to have so many pistols on his body that he doesn't need to, and he's just walking through the samurai. I wanted a moment that would be like Indiana Jones, where the baddest samurai, the one that's been built up this whole time, gets his big fucking sword out and does swings it around, and then our homeboy just blows him away with one of them black powder pistols. And we got none of that shit. It's
not as greenlit as you said it was, though. That guy Sonata, he signed on. It's called an if-come deal, meaning will you do it if we ask you to? And he said yes. They haven't written the stories, so FX, the network that's making it, needs to see the creative, which I assume means the the script or some storyboards, and then give it the thumbs up to decide to greenlight it. So that's where we are now, waiting for the creative.
There are more books in that series, but they don't involve him as far as I know, because he dies like a few years later. I don't know how many years it is. I think he died in 1613 or something like that. I'll watch it. I loved the show up until that last episode. That just felt like such a goddamn letdown that there wasn't a fight at all. And you know, it did that thing where you were like, oh my God, time's running out. We're running out of time here. They don't have enough time for a battle and then the after scene of the battle and then the scene after that, which is what you need to close the show out at least. You know, all right, the battle happens, everybody's healing up, we say some cool shit to the people who survived, and then all right, you know what? The ship is yours, white guy. Take your ship and your crack crew and do as you will. And he looks at the camera like, the Dutch are fucked. And like you see the Dutch fucking like religious guy like run away, cower, and like, oh, cool. That's the show I'd watch. I'd want to watch the white guy go on, take his black ship and go fuck. The
whole
with
thing
the,
led
Portuguese.
up to the big battle at the end, and when there was no big battle at the end, all the lead up episodes got worse.
Blue balls. Like I don't see anyone else upset, so maybe we just don't get it. I loved all of that show. I felt like it was so well done. I had no complaints. There was nothing for me to complain about. Even the CGI was okay. But Jesus.
It was like a different kind of Ocean's 11, where every character is so clever. They've thought of every alternative. They have this all mapped out. And sure enough, the bad guys are doing just what we expected them to do. It seemed like they had a twist, but really we had a contingency plan for that. And then at the end, there was no robbery. You know?
Yeah, I felt really let down by that. I so disappointed. You know, I remember looking at my girlfriend and just being like, what? That's it. And she goes, what? Huh? She'd been looking at her phone. I was like, the show's over. No.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't do the whole thing. What was this about? I don't know what it was about. I have no idea anymore.
My wife was like, that was a Kyle pick. Mark that one down as a miss.
Okay. Oh, something you will like. I don't know if you have access to it. If you have Paramount, maybe. They're called Trek Shorts. And it's kind of like Black Mirror, but for Star Trek. So some of them involve the crew from Strange New Worlds, maybe 3 out of 8, but the rest of them are like, one of them's like animated and like tells the story of a tardigrade that lays its eggs in the Enterprise and the security system's trying to kick it out. It's like a cute Pixar thing. But the rest of them are quite good. There's one with Rainn Wilson he's the guy that's Dwight from The Office. Yeah, Dwight's I think it's Harry Mudd. He's this character from the TNG, the original series, who's like this master con man or whatever, and the whole thing is him pulling this huge con on some bounty hunters and stuff, and it was really good. Trek Shorts, I think pretty sure it's what it was called. I had never seen it before.
It's on Plex. I'm about to cancel my Paramount Plus. I tried to watch it recently. It has a show I wanted to see, and it had like 3 minutes of ads at the start of the show.
Oh,
it's like, fuck, like I pay for this. I'm a paid subscriber, and you're trying to blast me with ads.
Yeah, I think I've noticed it has some for like their stuff, like they're advertising Paramount Plus shows, I guess. In there, I don't know if you're getting like Clorox or Coca-Cola ads or something like that. Yeah,
but
yeah, I don't like that either.
Like, and plus, people have to know how much an ad is worth, right? Like an ad on YouTube is worth about 0.2 of a cent, right? Or like 0.002 of a dollar. So to hit me with 3 ads and you guys like this is less than a penny when I'm already paying you like $14. Oh, fuck off. You know, you just got another, like, you hit me with 10 more ads and you'll get 2 pennies out of me. And I already pay $14 for this shit. Like, I can't understand how frustrated I am by this.
I either don't get ads on my version or I think they're just ads for like other Paramount programming.
Which HBO does it right. HBO shows you an ad for something they'd like you to see with a skip button over it. And sometimes I'm like, oh, actually, maybe this could be my next show. Okay. And other times I skip it because this one's not going to be for me, which is, I can deal with that.
I watched a Tom Hanks World War II movie last night called Greyhound. It's the Apple TV made it. And it was nominated for some Academy Awards. So I wanted to see it. And it was okay, I guess. It tells the story of, he's the Tom Cruise, or not, I don't know if I said Tom. It's Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is the captain of like a battleship that's doing Overwatch on this big fleet of ships that's sailing from the United States to England during World War II. And so they're being hunted by German U-boats. And the U-boat guy is like coming over the radio, like taunting them. I am the Grey Wolf. The Grey Wolf will feed on you tonight. I hear your friends scream as their boats sink. And he's sinking their boats one by one. And it's pretty good. But I guess it felt small for what it was. Like I noticed that we don't get to see a lot of the captain like walking around the ship. And we're just kind of like in the whatever the bridge is on the battleship a lot, and then the rest of it is mostly CGI shit happening in the water. So that part I didn't love. Big.
That part I don't like. I watched the Tom Hanks thing with the pilots recently, and my god, every episode people are like, none of the bomb runs ever went smoothly. People couldn't even drive or fly from one airport to the next without getting lost and accidentally going over France or Germany or something. And every time they land, the winds were at like 80 miles an hour and it was hard to put it down. There was always a catastrophe around every corner. And I'm like, this just feels lame to me.
My thing was historical. Like you know, there's like multiple U-boats reported sank, and you know, multiple US and British mercantile and other ships.
Is that real?
The what?
The taunting?
Oh, I don't know about that part. I didn't like search it, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty good, but for what it on the surface when you describe it's like, yeah, it's a World War II movie where Tom Hanks is the captain of a battleship fighting U-boats at sea. You're like, oh my god, this sounds like is it like a new Saving Private Ryan, huh? No. Like
now they took you out of a YouTube budget on a spin on a Tom Hanks movie.
It's an Apple Plus show. Like I think they're the best in the game at making new programming that's high quality. And I really like Silo. I'm looking for more of Silo. I love that show a lot. And there's a bunch of shows on there. I'm struggling.
Sci-fi one.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one that got crappy at the end?
Yeah.
It didn't end. It like, you know, they got to the end of the first season and then it's like, oh, what's coming next? And it was a good ending. It was a cliffhanger.
Are you thinking of Shogun, Taylor?
No,
the Japanese one.
Oh, I'm thinking.
You're thinking of From.
Yeah, the woods.
Yeah, one. From's coming too. From season 3 coming up in like a month or two or something. I think I
not watching that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I
want to watch Jake Paul fight with the boys. That's the next thing I'm like big looking forward to.
When is that?
July 25th.
Yeah, July.
Okay. Doesn't Connor fight before then?
Oh,
Connor might fight before them. I want to see Connor fight too. But that Mike Tyson
July 20th is the
Mike
Jake
Tyson
Paul fight.
Yeah, that's going to be big business.